Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I did not just get out of the pool. My hair is wet because I went to Walmart and it is so hot out there. And the AC in the truck, even though it's new AC, it's not keeping up with today. I wanted to jump in and let you know about the results, which weren't really results of any kind, about my little experiment I did with eating just pure carnivore, meaning not eating any non-optimal things like pork skins, sour cream, stuff like that. I have been on my ground beef patty kick for maybe 3 months. It could even be more. I'd have to look at how many boxes I bought of those ground beef patties, but a lot of them. But I was eating those and whatever else, like other meats or, sour cream and pork skins, stuff like that. Not optimal for me. Some people can get away with that shit. I can't. I will either gain some weight or I will stall completely. My joints will hurt, especially with the sour cream. But it's like, you know what? I've done a lot with carnivore, almost 10 years now, and I'm okay. I'm not desperate. I don't have that desperate thing that I had at the beginning. And I'm okay if I, have some sore joints. It won't be just my knee. It'll be my other knee, my hips, my shoulders, and even sometimes in my hands. But I don't like that. So as soon as I start to feel it, I'm like, shit, I got to stop this stuff. And, Anyway, so I've been floating along like that for a bit. But I fell, right, and really hurt my knee big time. That went away back to just my usual amount of pain, but I thought, what if I really got off everything for a length of time? So I said, I'll do my hamburger patties because I love those. And so I've been doing the hamburger patties and trying to just do anything that is just optimal. Other meats that I can eat, and pretty much that's it. I've been just living off meat, but just different meats, pork, chicken, stuff like that. So I decided I'm going to stay with the hamburger patties. And I have this all on my Facebook page, Facebook profile. There's a difference. We have a profile, there's pages, there's groups. My profile, I have the link in the description below. I talk about this stuff more now, do other things too. So go follow me, please. Please, please, please go follow me. And I'm monetized there now, so it's fun. I'm like involved. I thought, okay, I would live off steak. I would, but it's pricey, and I eat a lot of it. So I thought, I'm going to do my hamburger patties. They're very filling, and then I usually add butter. When I put the patties, I put all the fat, and then I add butter, and that's good. So good that I drink it from the bowl. But then there's always some left, and then the next day it's bark, and it's mixed in with the juice from the ground beef patties. I use only a little bit of salt. Sometimes I forget to salt, and then I'll salt it when I'm eating it. And then, like I said, I was adding other meats. So I said, but I'm going to start with the hamburger patties, and this was like mid-June, and I was documenting it on Facebook. And then I decided to do clarified butter. So I found a way to do it. I'm not going to explain it here. I have a video for that. I'll link to the video down below too for my clarified butter. What that does is it takes off any little bit of milk. Not every tiny bit, but there's not much to start with. So I had the clarified butter, and I learned quickly that that's so rich. I was eating it like the regular amounts that I would eat of butter. That first day I was like, I have no appetite. I will never want to eat again. It just was really disgusting. And I think I might have done that for a couple days, and at some point I threw in sardines because I know they're good for us. Oh yeah, and then that's all I was eating. I was having not even any coffee in my water. I was having clarified butter in my water. I wasn't putting water, coffee, and then butter. It was just hot water and clarified butter, which is like just drinking oil. So I didn't have any milk. I didn't add my milk that I usually put. And then it was the sardines, and I thought I would do 1 can per day. And that was on June 16 that I started that. I think it was the second day or third day in, I could not eat sardines. I ate my ground beef and I was eating a lot of clarified butter, and I was so grossed out, full, not like sick where I couldn't do stuff. I just couldn't even think about eating anything. So there was one day I skipped the sardines. Then I realized it was the clarified butter that was really just being like, ugh. It didn't upset my stomach, didn't do anything weird. It just made me grossed out. And I think that the people who have like the shots for weight loss, you know, they say that they're like just, ugh, ugh. And I have read and heard different things about how those shots, it's like being injected with a lot of animal fat. I don't know what it is, but it's like equivalent to that. And so then the carnivore community is picking up on that and saying, see, they're trying to copy us, but with a shot, you know. So I don't know, but I can imagine the way the people describe how they feel after the shot. I feel like that after too much clarified butter. So then I went along for all the days, and I learned that, no, my knee still hurts. So I'm definitely, today's my last day, and I'm already done. I'm done for the day. I got that sardine over with. Tomorrow I probably might go back to a little bit of milk in my coffee, because it didn't change anything by not having it. I'm definitely off sardines for a while. I don't even care to look at a can. I am sticking with my ground beef patties, as many or as few as I want, but I am going to add other things if I feel hungry. I'm supposed to be cooking 10 pounds of broiled chicken leg quarters tomorrow to freeze, but I was like 2 weeks ago, couldn't wait to do that. Now I don't even know if I'm going to eat one. If I want to eat one, I will. So I generally do my ground beef patties during lunchtime, anywhere from 11 to even 2. Somewhere in there I eat. I usually eat 3, sometimes 4. And then sometimes at night if I'm hungry, I didn't do it with the sardines because that's what I was having tonight. A whole can of sardines. But sometimes I'll have, because I always have like extras cooked, and I might chew on a cold hamburger patty. But now with chicken in the freezer, that might be my go-to. But I really like eating one meal per day. I really do. I didn't really consider the sardines a meal. Oh yeah, so back to the sardines. I did them all the rest of the days except for today, yesterday, and the day before. The day before, I could not imagine eating a whole can of sardines. I was so not hungry, and I'm like, I don't eat when I'm not hungry. So I decided I'd have half a can. There was 4 sardines in the can. They're big. They look more like herring, but they're actually sardines. So I ate 2 of them over the sink, just wanting to get it over with, and it just wasn't pleasant. So yesterday I had 2 left. I ate 1, forced myself. Today I had 1 left, and I forced myself. But instead of waiting until tonight, I thought I want my last thing that I eat today to be ground beef patties. So I did do the sardine first, and then not long after that I ate my patties. So yummies. So where was I going with that? I edited. I like to edit sometimes halfway just so I know what I'm talking about. But I edited to see where I was going with my thoughts, and I apparently wasn't going anywhere. So what I got out of this is, oh yeah, so I'm done today, and I'm going to stay on hamburger patties with other meats, and then I'm going to come up with something else because I'm having fun with this. But what I have learned is absolutely I love one meal a day. I love it. Get it over with, and you don't have anything else to do the rest of the day. But I'm going to be hungry. I'm going to hungry. If you're eating the right stuff, you will not be hungry. I am going to still make clarified butter. I made another batch because as weird, grossed out feeling as I get, I have it. I mix it now with my beef fat, just like I used to my butter. I just realized that I can't put as much because it's concentrated animal fat now. It is this thick, greasy, oily, oh my God. But I will stick with that and keep that little bites during the day, and it just keeps the appetite away. This is like a miracle cure for cravings. Because with the sour cream and even the pork skins are just perfect, but there's only a few brands that actually cook it in pork fat. And I was just watching a video about that last night. The others are just doing like regular fat, which is not the kind of fat that I want. I guess we'd have to call the company. I think it might have been Dr. Berry who called about one brand, and they said, no, pork, it's in pork fat. But the thing is that all those other things can stall your efforts, no matter what they are. It can stall the efforts to clear skin. There's people who have really bad skin and they get it cleared up. Inflammation. I mean, look, I have still in that one knee, but it's nothing like what I was going through a lot of my life while still drinking. I mean, talk about inflammation. And then even when I got off that, I was eating all the carbs and all the sugar and all everything. It was rough, and then Carnivore cleared that up, and it cured that knee completely. Now it's a little bit back. So, because there is no cartilage on like one side and some on the other, so I can't expect that knee to always be good, but it can certainly probably be better, and certainly not all my other joints. I don't want my other joints to be sore from inflammation. So one meal a day works for me, and I really like eating as pure as I can, because I'm telling you, it's very easy to do. I have pork skins here. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll probably throw them out to the animals or something. It feels so good to want no food at all. I can just work and not care. I just don't care. And then the other thing is that I learned, and I didn't really ever consider what I do as any kind of fasting. But this was actually fasting, because I was going long periods, except with the can of sardines. Now, if I would have eaten the sardines with the patties, then, I would have gone like 16 hours without eating. A lot of fasting now, it's like you take a 4 to 6 hour window, and that's when you eat, but then all the rest of the time you don't eat. And that's just what naturally happens, because we sleep through a lot of that. If I eat at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and then I don't eat again, I go to bed, I don't eat, and then I sleep all night, don't eat, and then my breakfast is the next meal, the first meal that I eat after waking up. So even though I might wake up anywhere from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. that I get up, my breakfast is at 1 or 2, because that's when I'm breaking the fast, and it's my meat. And then, I'm not saying people have to do that. I'm not saying you have to do any of these little experiments either. I just like to switch things up. And I'm so trained now to, I say I'm going to do this, and I do it, because that's what I do. And if I say, next couple of weeks, I'm gonna just buy a couple bags of pork skins and have fun. It's again, it's not optimal, but I know I'm making the choice. I know I can stop that. Another thing I have a big issue with: do not start this habit, chewing sugar-free gum. Just don't. The sugar-free, and I'm so against the sweeteners. To me, I would rather eat sugar, which is something real, but I don't do that. I don't want the sweetness. It does bring on cravings, and then you're white knuckling, and then you're getting frustrated and all that, and then I say, well, I just gotta quit the sugar, and I can't fucking, the sugar-free. I wanted to say sugar-free gum. I'm so used to the chewing. Now, I think the last time that I said I'm off that, and that's why I want to do these little things, because if I tell myself and put it out there on Facebook and say, this is all I'm eating, and I'm not having anything else, I'm going to do it, because I don't want to tell you guys that I fucked up, right? So I did this. I'm so proud of myself. But okay, the other thing that I learned is when you eat one meal a day, if you get hungry, if you can just wait it out, think of it this way. I know when you want it, it's like, oh my God, it's like a drug addict. I want it, I have to have it. If you wait it out, maybe have, some water, have some seltzer. I got lazy with the cup. Why? I'm the only one drinking this. I'm drinking out of the bottle. I'll put it back in the fridge. Find something to do. Just wait it out. Don't eat anything. Wait it out. It goes away. It goes away. And I have heard that too because of the fasting. I hope I can remember to tell you something about the fasting. I don't know if I dare try it. It would be fun. It would be fun to try. I would love to experience it. They say it goes away, and it does go away. And then after a couple days, they say it completely goes away. It's like if you're fasting a long fast. And I think I want to do it. I think I want to try it. I'm not sure. But yeah, so it goes away. And I can go to bed and say, I thought I was hungry, really hungry a little while ago. No, it just goes away, and I just loved it. I loved this experiment. I hated the fact that I was committed to sardines. I did dwindle. 1 can lasted me 3 days. 2, 1, 1. I was it. I was like, I can't do cans. So now I have cans of sardines left. I already had some, and then I bought too many. I will keep them, and, I'll get over this and the disgusting thought of sardines. I'll get over it. And it is handy to have every now and then. Sometimes, if I'm really hungry, I'll eat sardines, and they don't even gross me out. I don't know if I'll ever feel really hungry again. I ate today, and I'm just like, ugh. And I think I had 3.5 patties today, share with Rocket. And I did have my clarified butter, and I had just 1 sardine. But I'm good. I'm good till tomorrow afternoon. So the thing is, yes, I've been listening to the fast things only because I'm into learning more about just the, I'm not keto, but I'm curious to understand that stuff. So I've been just listening to things. But there's this one long fast that you seriously don't eat any food for 5 days. He suggested, it's Dr. Berg. He's a chiropractor, okay? Before you say, he's not a real doctor, he's a chiropractor. He has the right to have doctor in his name. I have to watch it again, but it was a 5-day fast and electrolytes or something like that. I don't know if you can have bubbly. I would love to experience that. I would like to know what it feels like to not eat a thing for 5 days. Now, people are going to say, that's not good for you. I agree. I don't, as a carnivore, the carnivore, when I started it 10 years ago, fasting was like a no-no. No, you have to just teach yourself to eat when you're hungry, all you want. When you're not hungry, you don't eat. But that's 10 years ago, and a lot of carnivore things have changed. Like even Kelly, she's almost 17 years. Things change after a while. It's like your body changes over years. I no longer can eat the volume of meat I was eating. And that's another thing that has, stalled me, had me gain some weight. Joe would say to me, how can you ever expect to lose weight with all that meat that you just ate? And I'd be like, yeah, no, carnivore. It worked for me when I was over 300 pounds because whatever I was doing then was still better than what I was doing to get to over 300 pounds. But it lasted for a long time. And then maybe a year ago, I had a lot of stress. Cortisol levels have a lot to do with this. The stress, everything. It wasn't working for me like it was before. And I got very depressed over that because I was like, you can't fucking give up on me, carnivore. So I still was carnivore, but I was carnivore plus. It was like carnivore with non-optimal and a lot of volume. And I just refused to cut back. In fact, I even increased because some women, I watch a lot of videos, some they had to do that. They had to increase and then cut back a little bit, and then their weight started really coming off quick again. There's just things, you have to be willing to stick with it. You have to know that I knew I wasn't going back to any other way. I didn't care. It's like whatever's happening has to happen, and I'll find a way. And then I started, reading, listening to videos of a lot of people who had stalled after so many years. And one woman, I learned about sardines from her. She had lost like a whole shitload of weight, like I did. And then she put on 40 pounds, and she was so depressed. And I was like, God, I don't want to do that. And she, when I watched her being interviewed, I think it was by Kelly Hogan, she had lost all that weight, and I think the rest of all her weight. She was 90 days of just sardines. I think she said there was once or twice that she had some brisket one time. 90 days of sardines. I can't even imagine. But I was like, well, maybe I can do. And then Dr. Boz. I watched her, and I did several sardine fasts, no more than 5 days. So it's all fun and experimental. I like that shit. But I was thinking about the 5-day fast. I mean, to the point where I thought I could start on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I thought maybe I'd start on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'd have the weekend to, if I want to go out. I can't imagine wanting to dance with no food in me for 5 days. I would like Friday. And you have to eat just certain things coming out of a fast like that. I don't know. I want to do it. I just think I'd like to do it. And then I do want to do egg yolks. I want to go on seeing how I can live off egg yolks in addition to some meat. I did stuff with eggs before. I have it written down somewhere. So when I start dabbling with eggs, I'll look back and see how many eggs I ate during a certain period of time. It was a lot. And I like the volume of the whites, but I have a hard time digesting that. And I thought, I bet I'd like that. Or maybe a bunch of yolks and a couple of egg whites. I don't know. We'll just figure it out as I go along. All right, you guys, I just wanted to let you know what I did. Now I want you to go follow me on Facebook. I can have as many followers as I want. We're only allowed 5,000 friends, and I play with that a little bit. If there's a space in my friends list, you can be my friend. If not, follow me. I'm going to be doing a lot of things like this, and I need you guys watching me, okay? Okay? I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye. Oh, you might be wondering about my weight. I haven't weighed myself in months, and I will not for probably months. So this was nothing to do about weight. It was about, I was curious about the inflammation, and I just wanted to get my eating under control in some way. And I just love same thing every day. It really works for me. The less choices I have to make, the better. I love it. Some of you think it's awful, it's restrictive, and you don't want. I love it that way. So now I know I like same food every day, and I really like one meal a day, or maybe I would split into a little smaller meal a little later, something like that.